Go ahead and call the meeting to order. 9 o'clock on Thursday, February 2nd, 2017. Policy and Procedure Committee. Call the roll, please.
Raymond. Anderson.
Present.
Barron.
Here.
Bill. Signat.
Here. Any public comments this morning? Seeing none, we'll go to the committee chair reports. Start with Kyle.
And to be like finance usually is, the only thing, trying to get some reports from Anita I talked to her yesterday, just to see, look back, snapshot from like this month to a year ago, and maybe 3-4 years ago, just every once in a while, just keep an eye, make sure we're not going up or down too drastically.
Good idea.
Agree.
Russell, Highway?
Highway, well, we did our annual motor fuel tax letting last Friday, and looks like the committee will act on it next coming Friday. So we should be able to get that done. So we can get a little, we're probably close to $3 million, I think it was, in motor fuel tax work done on our township, county roads. Other than that, we got a couple petitions for bridge replacements, and I believe that was about it on the agenda.
Wow, management?
Judicial. We'll do management first. Management is going to talk about farm management issues and take bids on mowing and spraying. Judicial will just be normal reports.
Okay. Marvin, tax?
Just have the standard department head reports, plus we're going to discuss job descriptions for the animal control department, and we will discuss subsidy for neutering, spaying dogs.
Good. Okay. We'll skip the chairman's comments.
You forgot Tony.
I'm wondering what you were doing. Zoning will be taking our usual reports. We'll be discussing ordinance revisions, and I believe there is a zoning board of appeals that met last week. Tuesday?
Yeah.
That'll come for us.
Very good, very good. Okay, Eric isn't here today, but he did give a report, so I'm going to read that for you. The first part of his report is on incidents. On January 10th, there was a high wind warning, no significant damage reported. January 11th, a hazmat report in Milk Grove Township from ICPHD, orange water spilling into a ditch from field tile. Conservation Police investigated and found no adverse effects. Later found out it was what a local called iron ochre, a natural phenomenon caused by farm chemicals in the field. January 12th, hazmat report in Ashcombe Township along US 5245, Ashcombe Fire, Illinois State Police, and Illinois Department of Transportation responded. 3 barrels left in a ditch filled with unknown substance. After careful examination, determined substance was likely used oil and had not leaked from the barrels. IDOT will have the barrels removed. January 20, flood advisory. January 21, flood warning for Iroquois River and Sugar Creek, both predicted to reach minor flood stage, no serious effect. January 29, hazmat report in Shabans Township. Caller reported oil products sheen on Langdon Creek, initially reported to Illinois EPA on the 28th. Excuse me, and then reported to ICOM on the 29th, coordinated with the caller, Milk Grove Drainage District Commissioner, and Shabans, Ashcombe, and Danforth Fire Departments to track possible source to intersection of Langdon Creek and 2400 North Road. Filed hazmat spill report with Illinois Emergency Management Agency and requested Illinois Environmental Protection Agency assistance. EPA called me and indicated unable to respond until the 30th. With no local resources able to hold back oil product and considering leaks seem slow, no further action taken pending EPA assistance. January 30, reference above incident on the 29th. Discussed the spill with ICPHD Environmental Health Director and Zoning Administrator to determine the site history for potential leads. EPA responder team investigated and tracked source of leak to upstream field tile and track tile to nearby farm. EPA put booms in Langan Creek to catch further diesel leak. EPA, along with representatives from Ashcombe and Danforth Fire Departments, ICPHD Environmental Health, and myself collaborated with property owner and tracked the likely source on property. Owner took responsibility and will coordinate with EPA for appropriate cleanup of contaminated area. Events. 19 January hosted the first Emergency Management Advisory Committee meeting. January 24th, teleconference Emergency Management Assistant Team Committee meeting. This is a work group committee I am part of as a member of the Illinois Emergency Services Management Association. January 25, Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, Division 37 monthly meeting held at Wellington Greer Fire Department. Projects, Emergency Operations Plan revision, specific focus on the basic plan and the animal welfare. Warning, communications, and hazmat functional annexes. File received annual Tier 2 reports from chemical facilities. Revised strategic plan for EMA activities for the year with consideration from input taken from the EM Advisory Committee. Installed new RAM and 2 EMA desktops. Research background of 2 EMA volunteer applicants. Quarterly reports and reimbursement requests for EMPG and HMEP grants. Upcoming February 6th, attending quarterly IEMA Region 7 meeting in Urbana. February 8 and 9, attending IEMA course for EOC Management and Operations in Urbana. February 20, EMAT Conference, teleconference. March 14, hosting NWS Weather Spotter Training at Crescent City Community Center at $1,900. 21 March, hosting IEMA course Debris Management and EOC. For consideration of the board, respectfully, I would like to formally change the name of the agency to Emergency Management Agency from Emergency Services and Disaster Agency. Substantially, there is no difference. I was hired as a coordinator for the EMA, however, many official documents and signs still state ESDA. There is some confusion in the public on which term to use, and it would be good to clear it up. The term ESTA, while entirely effective, reflects the titles of former counterpart federal and state agencies that were titled Civil Defense. Changing the title to EMA would help us in being more coincident with other municipalities, counties, the state, and federal agencies. Also, EMA better reflects the mission of this department. This type of work has evolved over the decades, and much of the new tasks involve pre- and post-incident. Removing the word disaster and inserting management reflects the agency's work in all phases of emergency management: prevention, protection, mitigation, response, and recovery. Finally, having a single title will enable me to create more of a presence in the community. In the coming months and years, I plan on conducting public information campaigns to better prepare the residents of Iroquois County. A single title along with the below drafted symbol that I've drafted would lead to a more pronounced presence in the community, which should lead to better at-home preparedness, more public knowledge of emergency events or incidents, and increased public participation. Guys, for submitting this while I am not here. I did not want my absence to delay the project. If there is any hesitation, there is no need to act on this today. It can wait. Also, I am open to suggestions from the board. Thank you for your consideration. Best regards, Eric Stacy. This is on the bottom here what he put together for a symbol for emergency management. give this to Amanda if anybody wants to read it or look at it. Any more questions if anybody has about it? Everybody has a copy of it, I see. Okay. Any thoughts about changing the name?
Only thought I have, I don't know if there's anything that's locked into a given name that we'd have potential other liability, financial liabilities with, which I'm not familiar with. I don't know of any. I can't think of any, but I don't know. I just change the name sometimes. That means that, there's a
Maybe the thing for us
a
to
new
do
dance
is-
floor.
Maybe the thing for us to do is to look into it and put it on the agenda for next month.
If it's just a name change, I would see no problem at all with it. It would make more sense, so it would be more in line with the state and the federal.
Anybody else have anything?
I do think some of the other counties call their census, if they're all REMA. I know Fort County is, I think Kankakee County is too. I think they did away with the title years ago.
And that's the same way all the way across the country. When you have lots of issues going on, no matter if California, Atlanta, or wherever. It'd be more.
It would be consistent with government standard operations. As soon as you're familiar with one name, they change it. So that'd be appropriate.
That's part of the game. Okay. Next on the agenda was upgrade to the public address system here. Eric told me that he doesn't have anything to present to us on that. He'll hope to have something next month, so we'll forego that. Then renewing and restructuring the revolving loan fund. Been working on that. Got Russell Bill, Charlie Alt, and Michael McTaggart have indicated they would participate in that along with individuals that Ken Berrigree has. Tentatively, right now, we'd be thinking about having an initial meeting a week from today, either before or after the Finance Committee meeting, depending on what's most convenient for all the participants. That initial meeting probably would only last maybe 30 minutes or so, just to get people started and moving in the right direction with that project. So that's an update on that. Okay, then we come to reviewing a policy regarding communications not involving county business. Get something out here. At the January county board meeting, Mr. McGinnis, under new business, asked that the policy be put on the agenda and voted on regarding a rule of order that anything addressed to the county board should be forwarded to the full county board. So that's why it's on the agenda today. The question comes up, however, the incident that triggered all of this was a one-time deal, probably not likely to ever happen again. Do we really need to have a separate policy or program that would cover this? So I put that out before the committee and see what your thoughts are.
Is there anything in our policy manual now that nothing close to?
I don't believe so, no. I have not been able to find anything that would cover anything like this.
I guess the concern would be someone could have a grudge with somebody, and just because they send it addressed to the full county board doesn't mean it has anything to do with the county board. And they may use it as a way to air their grudge publicly, and do we want to get involved with that?
I think that's probably true. On the other hand, is what happened in this particular instance that we were just involved with, it became apparent that there are other ways to circumvent that process. You can either email directly to the board members, or you can write a letter separately to each of the board members. So it's something that maybe doesn't provide any real strong means of being able to handle or control those kind of situations.
We each have our email address plainly posted on the county board website. If someone wants to get information to each of us, it's pretty easy to do.
Well, it doesn't sound like anybody thinks we should have a separate policy on this, so I guess we'll consider the matter dead, over and done with. Everybody agree with that?
I'm sure it'll be brought up at the board meeting, but
Okay. Under appointments, I've got three people to appoint to the Board of Health, which will be the same three people whose terms are expiring, Michelle Fairley, Dr. Tungate, and Dr. Yergler. Also, I got a letter here today from Lou Ellen Strong, I believe it is, who was on the 377 board. She's moved out of the area, so we'll be looking to get someone to take her place. I think she has a couple names. I just glanced at the letter this morning, but I think she has a couple names in there that she thought might be suitable replacements, so I'll be looking into that. If anybody else has a name of anybody that they think might be appropriate for that board, why, please let me know. Okay? And then come to correspondence. We've got all kinds of correspondence here today. A lot of stuff with UCTI. One here from Showbus asking for their annual contribution, which historically we haven't done. I've just stuff from UCCI, especially for their event that comes in after you get it by in time after the event's already happened. I don't know that any value for you looking at them.
This one, Anita will want a $1,500 check back from UCCI. Don't start that one.
Hang on to that one. Hang on to that one. Okay.
I'll need a copy with the check.
You sent the show buses.
questions on any of that correspondence?
John?
That last one that you had from the Census Bureau,
Yes.
we got that too, and I just wanted to let you know that we'll, years ago, I think Mark had, indicated Debbie Plunkett would be the, not liaison, but just a contact for the Census Bureau, and in the last census, we helped them with like, I think they did some training in this room, and they needed some information sent out to townships, and we'll continue to do that. But this letter had to do with something called LUCA, and it's apparently voluntary, whether you can do it or want to do it or not, but they're asking for counties to possibly indicate somebody that will check addresses, like every address. And it says on
Every
there...
address in the whole county?
Yeah, and lack of addresses and stuff like that, and it says that to complete the process, it takes anywhere from 16 to 677 hours. So, I mean, literally said that. So we won't be doing that part. I brought mine just to let you know that, I guess, I thought maybe it was something new, so I did a little bit of research, and they had it last time too, and as far as I know, nobody did that last time either. So just so you know, my office is not going to be responsible for checking every address. I mean, all we have
What's the
is
purpose of that?
to make sure that every person gets a census informational sheet to fill out. And so I think they just want to know, they just want to make sure that if we have new construction or something like that, that they get their information from the United States Postal Service. So I don't think others would be too far out of whack anyway.
Would say it'd be unlikely to find anybody or any several people that would want to volunteer.
I would say, my one office.
It's got Kyle's name on it, so that's a good place to start. File that, I'll file it.
Okay. I'll take a look at it, but it sounds like there's nothing we can do about it.
30,100 people.
Okay, moving on, we come to claims. Has everybody had a chance to look at the claims? Second,
I'll second the motion.
Marvin, second.
Raymond?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Barron? Bill?
Yes.
McNutt?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Is there any old business today? Any new business? Motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.